All right, fellow patriots, welcome back to another Friday Mental Jiu Jitsu. My name is Michael Buell, and I will be your sensei. Hiya! All right, guys, check it out. Before we get to the Friday Mental Jiu Jitsu, I want to remind you the next video is going to be on Adam Stewart, my main man, my miracle man, and his miracle product that I've been reviewing. This is going to be month 5, week 4, I think, and one more month of doing this review for this product. It's amazing, guys, so check it out. Also, he will be boxing June 1st, 5 p.m. Central Time for Phoenix Fury on Team Combat League. Look it up on your interwebs. It's free and it's awesome. All right, guys, so let's get to it. The left wing lunatics, they didn't have a problem with this, but they got a problem with this. Wait till you hear what we got going on today. Under Biden from 2021 to 2025, they allowed it, there were 11 million encounters with illegal invaders invading our country. 11 million encounters. That I believe that means hands on. Like we put our hands on, our border patrol put on hands on 11 million people in this short time frame. This is staggering numbers, guys. 8 million at the southern border. So they're saying 20 million total. Oh, about 20, 21 million came over the southern border in this extremely short amount of time. And just to put that into perspective, that equals the entire state of Arizona, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri. Every single person in those states equals 20 million. Now remember, since I was a boy, they've been saying there are 10 million illegals in the United States. Since I was a boy, every year, every other 5 years, they come back and they do another census. It's 10 million. It's always 10 million. But those 10 million are having babies, and those babies are growing up and having babies, and they're all citizens. It's a weapon being used against you. So, yeah, this number is mind blowing, people. I'd also like to remind you that the left wing lunatics, they're the ones that love to say no human is illegal. And there should be no borders. No country should have borders. Remember, right? Right? But yeah, this drives them crazy. All right, so remember the unholy alliance of the left of the third world communist Islamic left wing lunatics flooded on in. So this is from the third worlders. We got low IQ, low skill, low quality people. We got, remember, what you saw in the videos is don't take my word for it. What you saw were all men. It was young men, military aged men, unvetted. These are people you have no idea who they are, where they came from. What were they walking around with an AK-47 in Somalia a week ago? Well, if they came from Somalia, then yes, that's what they do in Somalia. All right, yeah. So from the third world, we got drug cartels, violent gangs, and recently released felons. That's what they led into our country. Of the communists, you saw it with your own eyes. Once again, lines of Chinese people at the southern border. How they walk there? How'd they get there? So yeah, no women, no children. Lines of Chinese men. Those are again military age men. Those are soldiers, saboteurs, and hackers that you saw come into our country from hostile countries with hostile ideologies, communism. They didn't have a problem with this. They wanted them in. Why did they want them in? To destroy the country. Yeah, to take the country from you. All right. Third world communist Islamic. So we've had a 35-year beef with them. They've got a 35-year beef with us. We've been kicking in their front door and dropping bombs on their heads, killing their daddies, their uncles, their brothers for 35 years. So in that time frame, while Biden's letting the whole world in, you don't think soldiers, saboteurs, and hackers came in who owe us a little bit of an ass whooping? Come on. You already know they're like the Klingons. We discussed that before. They're a warrior religion. And you know they're on the march. You see them colonizing our colonies. They're literally colonizing the colonies that we colonized, right? Canada, America, New Zealand, Australia. They're colonizing. They're colonizing Europe right in front of your eyes. It's happening. They're on the march. So whether it's the white homelands they're colonizing or the Christian homelands, whichever flavor you like most, they're being conquered simultaneously. So you guys better wake up. Whichever teams you're on the most, it's happening in front of your eyes. It's being funded by other Arab countries. You don't think they're playing this long game? They've been in this war for 1,400 years. They see that they're winning. Of course, they're funneling money in. And it can't happen without traitors in our government. This is how this happens. This is treason. All right. Left wing lunatics. These guys have orchestrated this destruction. This is their game plan. They created this unholy alliance. They invited in the Trojan horse army of soldiers, saboteurs, and hackers. They encouraged the South American incursion of drug cartels, violent gangs, and recently released felons. They did this because they hate your race. You've got to get that through your head. They hate your race. They hate your freedom of religion in the United States. They double time hate your Christianity. What else do they hate? They hate your family values and they hate conservative minorities. They don't concern themselves so much with conservative minorities because they know through propaganda with rappers and athletes, they're going to get your children back on the plantation. They'll give you up, but they're going to get your kids back on. Yeah, watch out. All right, so yeah, so all this 20 million people they didn't have a problem with, but 59 white South African farmers who are facing genocide, as you've seen on video with the president talking about killing them, the former head of the ANC youth movement, Julius Malema, singing it in 100,000 people crowd stadium, kill the Boer, kill the Boer. They during Mandela's reign, they talked every day about that once Mandela dies, they're going to kill all the white people. This historical fact, probably can't find it on the internet, but every day they chanted they were going to kill all the white people in South Africa when Mandela dies. But then they saw what happened to Rhodesia, Zimbabwe, that the Zimbabweans starved to death after they slaughtered all the white farmers. So they decided not to slaughter all the white farmers, but they're going to do it again because it's the same policy. It's the same land reform. That's what land reform means in South Africa. That the citizens can just run in on a farm, slaughter the man, women, and children, and take their farm. And that's what happened in Rhodesia. So that's what they're getting ready to do again today. So yeah, so under threat of genocide, after a genocide already occurred in Rhodesia, after threats of genocide, it upsets them. And it's not 59 families, it's literally 59 people, like 12 dads, 12 moms, and 4 kids, 3 kids, 3 kids. Yeah, something like that. That's all it is. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, this is yeah. That's interesting. That should prove to you they hate your race. They hate white people. I don't know why that's hard for you to understand. All right. So these culturally consecrated communities we talked about a lot last week. I started thinking about it, and I was like, there are more examples of that. It can really happen. Why shouldn't you have a community based around what represents you the most? Why should the government be able to walk in and drop off 1,000 Somali Muslim military age men in your community? You've built this community for 400 years, right? That's what we've been doing since we all got here. All right, so like the Amish, they've been here since 1737, came all the way from Switzerland. They didn't think their Mennonite brothers and sisters were strict enough, so they wanted to up the game. So they came out here. They've currently got a population of 400,000. They have 600 of these farms or the churches or communities. Yeah, these communities, 600 of them. And they have a type of government, type of system. And so each community is autonomous, but they go through off of guidelines. It's called the Ordnung. And so it's a group of guidelines, but each community can interpret it slightly differently. All right, so how about a 55 plus community? You think about that, that's a type of culturally consecrated community. Might not be sacred, but you get the point. And they build it to have like the active lifestyle. What are they? They got all the amenities and it's a culturally consecrated community, and they've got a type of self-government where the people elect a city council, the city council elects a city manager, and the city manager runs the place. Yeah, so that's a type of system. All right, Orinia, guys, you've got to look this place up. This has been around since 1991. A group of white South African farmers under threat of genocide. Oh, yeah, the other side of the board, under threat of genocide, figured, hey, man, why don't we just go purchase a chunk of land and we'll build our own self sustaining community? And that's what they've done since 1991. They've been living out there. They bought 20,000 acres, a safe haven for Afrikaners. Those are the descendants of the Dutch colonizers. They've got 3,000 people living there. So, and the system works. A company owns Orinia. So, and each citizen buys stock in the company. So as the community continues to grow and get better, you grow and get better. Your finances grow and get better. So yeah, that's a pretty smart deal. Residents purchase shares of the company. Yeah. They even have their own currency. There's coupons. They just print out money and use it amongst themselves inside that community. So that's a self-sustaining, culturally consecrated community. That's pretty awesome. All right, this Freedom Colony. We learned about this last time. Remember the Africans, the emancipated slaves, 500, they moved into Texas and started their own freedom colonies. They had 557 of them in Texas alone. So yeah, this is something that I can't believe they don't teach more about or promote it. They still exist. They're still like Clarksville and Austin, Texas still exists. So yeah, I don't know why this isn't promoted more. This purpose of self-determination for emancipated slaves. If you would like to volunteer your services or have stories, you know people that lived in a freedom colony, get a hold of Dr. Andrea Roberts at University of Virginia. Let's see. Yeah, get a hold of her. Look up Texas Freedom Colonies at gmail.com and see if you can help out. All right. I'd like to tell you about the Sankofa bird. This is a cool little logo they got. It's a bird looking backwards at where they're coming from, their history, while their feet are always moving forward, progressing. So that's a pretty smart thing. All right, so yeah, promote some more freedom colonies. Why can't they have their freedom colonies? All right, the barrio, the straight up barrio. I know about the barrios. I grew up in El Paso, Texas. I went to Roberts Elementary School across the street from the barrio. So I know about the barrio. Moorhead Junior High across the street from the barrio. Know about the barrio. Distinct communities within their own culture and identity. So this promotes their own culture and identity. After the Mexican Revolution, a bunch of revolutionaries came up. Spies, journalists, soldiers lived in barrios, started them, havens for Mexican immigrants. And during the Chicano civil rights movements, they had a bunch of meetings at these barrios. So yeah, this is a culturally consecrated communities. And how about this? A neighborhood, straight up neighborhood. It's culturally consecrated communities, a community where that gay people can go and feel safe, and then the businesses, the shops cater around their lifestyle. That's a pretty smart idea. If you're curious about this and you would like to go check some out, I got some places for you to go. You can go to Greenwich Village in New York City. You can go down to Castro Street in San Francisco, get right to the heart of it. You can go down to Boys Town, Chicago. Need I say more? Boys Town, Chicago. Neighborhood, Philadelphia. There you go. You're a little curious? Run on down there and see how you do. All right, guys. So that's it for Friday Mental Jiu-Jitsu. Don't forget, watch Adam's fight. Oh yeah, and then the next video will have my next boxing match, Army boxing match. All right, guys. And as always, remember to resist and assist. I'm out.